Hello and welcome to another episode of Contemporary Living Live, where we provide lifestyle solutions for everyday people. Yes, you know what, you guys? We are the platforms for champions. Champions like you, champions like me, just life champions. And you know what? I really just want to welcome you to today's show. And of course, it's going to be a good one. And with so much going on in the world, and really so much going on in our own lives for that matter, we just appreciate the fact that you decided to join us over this next hour, and just to share in the process of learning and growing with us, because if you have not figured it out by now, if you haven't figured it out by now, we are all in this human race together, and we're fighting to either stay the course, or get our heads above water, or just working hard to get to that next level experience. But the whole thing about it is, you guys, we need each other. So I'm so glad you're here. I really am. And so, as always, we're going to cover a couple of housekeeping notes. What do I want to say on the housekeeping notes? Well, you can always catch an episode of Contemporary Living on E360 TV under Fresh Takes. You can also catch an episode on Facebook. You can catch an episode on YouTube. And then if you want to contact us directly, you can go to info@contemporaryliving.live.com. That's info@contemporaryliving.live.com. You guys, we are not hard to find, and we would love to really hear from you, because remember, our platform is really your platform. So what I want you to do now, since we're all in this together, and our platform is your platform, do me a favor and like and share this broadcast. It just costs you so little, but it does so much for us. It does so much for us and so much for our guests. And right now, I really want to give a shout out Today is right now. I want to give a shout out, especially to the viewers, to the Women Entrepreneurs of America organization. Yes, the Women Entrepreneurs of America, or WEA, WEA as we call it. It's a 501c3 nonprofit membership based organization that, really empowers and encourages women to reach their fullest potential in business. So this is an organization for entrepreneurs. And I just want to say congratulations to Madam Founder. Her name is Miss Yolanda R. Lamar. She's been doing this for 20 years, you guys. She's had this organization for 20 years. This is her 20th year anniversary, and she's committed to this mission. And so in September of this year, I was installed as a Chicago chapter president, and I'm committed now to advancing the cause of WEA in the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana areas. And I'm inviting all women entrepreneurs to just kind of join the Chicago chapter of WEA for our virtual business mixer. This is going to be November 30th at 7 p.m., where we will feature transformational speaker and trainer Kevin Goins, who will kind of help us build our brand awareness and really kind of change the game for our business in 60 seconds or less, because guess what we're going to be working on? Our elevator pitch. Yes. Amazing things can happen in 60 seconds or less. You guys do know that. But you can definitely sign up on Eventbrite, and I'll leave that in the link in the chat for you today. And basically, I'm really looking forward to this virtual business mixer because Kevin is phenomenal. He is really phenomenal. He's a certified trainer with Lisa Nichols. And if you don't know Lisa Nichols, she has a global platform in the personal development space. Check her out. I mean, she's everywhere. Just Google her. All right. But again, I'm so glad you're here today. And I want to start off with asking you a question. Are you trying to increase your cash flow in any way? I mean, we are in what they call uncertain economic times, right? That's what they call these times. Well, our guest may be exactly the person who you need to hear today or connect with today, or just perhaps even, collaborate to make something happen. Today's theme is when life pushes you, push back. And we're talking with Blue Pearl Candles owner, Kim Rowe, who is going to share her journey to becoming the budding entrepreneur that she is today in the candle making business. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our guest, Miss Kimberly Rowe.
Hi, how are ya?
I am well. How are you?
Thank you. Your intro was awesome.
You like it?
Yes.
My favorite part of when we talk about the intro, because there are a couple of things that I consider intro, but my favorite part is E360. That's that second commercial we show, and it's got that upbeat music.
Yeah, I was like this.
We're from Chicago, so we know about that house music, right?
Yes.
So that is really my favorite part right before I come on and do my intro. It really gets me kind of pumped up because, as always, no matter how much you do something, there's always this nervous energy that you have, even though I know this is going to be a great interview and you're going to be able to, tell us all about your journey. And if anyone has questions, be able to answer the questions, based on your experience and things like that. But like I said, it's always that little nervous energy. So how are you?
I am doing fabulous. Hard week, well worth it, but it's been great. It's absolutely great.
All right, definitely good. So we definitely want to, we're going to discuss that. We will do that a little later. But I want to first start with, your origin story, because I'm always fascinated. how people, you know, grow into their business or what led them to their
Mhm.
business. So tell us a little bit about, you know, like your origin story and what led you into the candle making business.
Wow, origin. Well, actually, my story goes back to childhood. For some unknown reason, I always dreamed of owning my own company. Where other girls were playing with Barbie dolls and thinking about marriage, for some reason, I wanted to be a CEO of a company. And so I've tried a couple of enterprises, didn't work, but I did learn. And then a documentary called She Did That. It was on by Netflix. It was on with Netflix. And it really encompassed the story of the Black female entrepreneur. And there were two prominent entrepreneurs on there. It was Lisa Price, who invented Carol's daughter.
Ah.
She just sold her company to L'Oreal for a nice chunk of change. And also Melissa Butler of the Lip Bar,
Oh
and her
yeah.
products are
Mhm.
in Target now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember her story. She got kicked back by the Shark Tank, and they
Mhm.
dismissed her unceremoniously, and she went on to prove them very wrong.
I
And
love
so
that.
I had been thinking about it, been trying to get other friends, co-workers to kind of say, let's do a consortium, let's get together and start a business. And just really couldn't get any people to do it. And so I just said, that's it. I'm going to figure it out. And watching the documentary, there was a young lady on there that was making candles. And, maybe about 15 years ago, I used to sell candles from a lady that was making them in her house. And then I pointed to it and I said, that's it. I'm going to make candles. And we were in my daughter's auntie's apartment, and right then and there, Blue Pearl Candles was born.
Wow. So I was gonna ask you that, but you know, it's so funny. I want to say hi, shout out to, I think it was it Anjanette? Was it
Yes,
Anjanette that I read?
Angie.
Hey, Anjanette, and then I think Lynn, and then I
Mhm.
think Sabrina. She typed in something. Can we bring that? Can we bring that statement back up? I think she said, "Live your purpose." I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Live out your purpose. Thank you, Sabrina Rowe. Every day, that is exactly what we're trying to do. So all of this kind of stemmed from a documentary, but I want to go back because I always like to ask the questions. What businesses? Hey, Sage. Sage is saying hi to you, Kim. I don't know if you
I'm
see it or not, but
sorry.
she's saying hi. All of your folks are here, girl.
They are here.
And Jeanette Harris, that's her name. Hey, and
Yes.
Jeanette. But what other businesses did you try and you just found that they weren't for you? I'm always curious about that.
Cosmetics, technology. I know, weird kind of, but yeah, those were my two main ones. I've done fundraising, event planning,
Mhm.
um, a bridal consultant.
Wow. Wow. Well, you knew you want, I mean, I can understand because we always, the goal is to fail forward.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
clearly that's what you've done. But what I'm getting is you always knew you wanted to have your own business even as
Yeah,
a child. So this is just the process. This is just your journey.
yeah,
I love it. I love it. And yes, I've heard of the Lip Bar. And yes,
yes.
I heard of who was the other company?
Carol's daughter, Lisa Price.
Carol's daughter. Yeah. So
Yes.
so what do you think about um people who sell their businesses? Especially there are not a lot of black prominent
Mhm.
businesses out there that we just off the bat know about. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
what do you think about that? I mean, the choice was hers, of course. She did what was
yeah,
right for her. But what is your opinion? So if someone wanted to purchase your company, Blue Pearl
nada,
Candles.
nada,
What'd you say?
nada, not
Okay.
happening.
All
You
right.
know what? She addressed that on the documentary,
Mm-hmm.
and she said to the public she looked like an overnight success, but she had
Right.
actually been developing that business almost 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what most people didn't understand.
Yeah.
It was, she just said she had done what she had done. She had went to where she wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then the offer came across her table, and she felt that with that opportunity, because she still sits on the chair of
Correct.
the
Yeah.
company, she just said at that point, she was done with that particular segment of her life.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
isn't it amazing? A lot of people think that entrepreneurs,
Oh
you just
no.
want to get into this space so you can make money, so you can just go travel and vacation, and that can be a part of your entrepreneur
Yeah.
journey. But the thing about it is, entrepreneurs love what they do. They
Yes.
absolutely wake up thinking about it. Now, they might not like every aspect of it, but they absolutely love what they do. So I'm glad you said that, she's still a part of the board, or
Hmm.
she some aspect she is still a part of. So I like the way,
Right.
I like that,
She
I
is.
like that part of it. So let answer this: how long have you been in business?
We started making candles, of course, like others, during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But I officially filed for my business license March of 2021. So I'll be 2 years next year in March. Made a lot of mistakes in
Uh-huh.
the process of trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out wicks and soy and fragrance, and I've thrown
Yeah,
away cases.
I know that there's a lot to it. And then I want
There's
to know, how did you, I know you said at your daughter, at someone's house, you came
Mhm.
up with the name, but I
Yeah.
mean, come on, what, it wasn't just, oh yeah, Blue Pearl Candles, we'll just call it that. It had to be
So
some process you went through to get that name.
yes. So my friend Dana Coles, like she is my daughter's TT. I don't know if you guys really know all of my story. I wasn't able to have biological children,
Mm-hmm.
and but there was an emptiness in me that wanted to nurture and love.
Oh,
And so 5 years ago, I adopted this absolute wonderfulest daughter on the planet.
she is a dream. I mean,
She is.
I
She
mean,
is. Love her to death. And so we were in the apartment. I'm not very good with names.
okay.
And so what Dana did was figured out a formula. So my favorite color is blue.
Uh-huh.
And my daughter is called Pearl by her auntie because she's so nosy. And so it comes from 227, with Mary and Pearl, the Pearl sitting on the porch.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
And so Dana pulled those names together and Blue Pearl was born.
That is great.
Yeah,
That
isn't it
that
nuts?
I love how names just, it's just so amazing. To me,
Yeah,
like, naming of your company is like really really important.
it
For
is.
instance, so I do an annual event for women veterans, and it's
Hmm.
called Uncork. And how I came up with the name, because I said it's got to be, it's not a wine tasting,
Hmm.
and but we offer all different types of wine. So all we do is uncork it. I was like, that's it, it's uncorked, and
Yeah,
it'll have a
let
theme,
it
whatever
go.
the theme is for that year, to go under it. But yeah, I just love to hear the name of how, names come to be. It's
Hmm.
really interesting. So the next question I have is, some people think that, candle making is just, warming up wax, but there are dangers like combustion. So there's dangers, and it's a science to it. But
Very
not only
much.
it's a science, it's an art, because you have to appeal to, how the candle looks, how the candle smells. And I don't know if the smell is the science or the art.
The
But
science and math.
say that again.
The fragrance is actually science and math.
Oh wow. All right.
Yeah.
So tell us about, what's your process for making candles.
Um, so the final formula is it's two fragrances that work well together. And then I like to add a layer of essential oils,
Mhm.
because I'm really a big believer in aromatherapy. especially after we've been, closed in for 2 years, and we really understood what our environment was and how important our environments are to us. And so aromatherapy, adding that extra layer of essential oil, just to me topped off the candle to make it just perfect. I tell people that help me sometimes, I'm like, if I can't smell it from 2 inches away, it's
Yeah.
not a blue pearl candle, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why I use soy is because it's a softer wax.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural. It's not made from paraffin, which is made from petroleum.
Mm-hmm.
And it holds the fragrance so much longer.
Mm-hmm.
If my hands are dry, I'll just swipe some of my candle and put it on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And my hands
Wow.
smell good for a
Wow.
minute. Yes.
So tell us in lay terms. I know you talked the difference between like soy and what'd you say?
Paraffin. Yes,
Okay,
paraffin.
what does that mean to me? Be like, I don't know the difference in soy and paraffin. I know that they both smell good.
They
So which one?
do.
Look, right.
They
So which one?
do.
So why the difference? Why soy?
Well, soy, okay, so paraffin is a derivative of petroleum.
Okay.
As we know, petroleum is used in trucks, cars.
What we used to use on our face when we were little in the
Yes,
winter.
petroleum, gasoline. They'll put the word
Put
cocoa
some
butter
grease on
on
your
it, but
face.
it's really petroleum. And so the process is with paraffin wax is petroleum, gasoline, more products. Then they make the tires, and then they take the wax out, and that's
Mm,
what they make the inexpensive candles with.
mm-hmm.
Essentially, you're burning gasoline in the house. You know, the wicks may or may not be from here. It may have tin in it, it may have aluminum. You're just not 100% sure. So with soy, obviously, it's a U.S. grown vegetable. And once they're done, harvesting the vegetables, they create the wax out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so much better for the environment. It's better for your lungs. And it's a renewable resource. And
Mm-hmm.
right now it's all about saving the little bit of the planet, in whatever way
Right.
we can. Let's do that. That was my choice in my business.
Reducing that carbon footprint
Yes.
or that, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So when you formed your LLC,
Yeah.
because like I know a lot of people, they want a business, they want to do this candle making thing.
Mhm.
What was that difficult when you formed your LLC, and things like that?
No. State of Illinois, Department of Motor Vehicles. You can actually form your corporation right there on their website. I believe the fee is $150.
Hmm.
They got to get their fees.
Right. It used to
Um,
be 300. Only
yes.
here recently, in the last, I think, 5 years, I want to say, they
Hmm.
lowered it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I did
Good
see it on
old
the website.
Illinois. I love it.
I know. I love Jesse White. Love him from the tumbling days. I love him as the comptroller. So yes, it
Yeah.
was 150. I had to do a search for Blue Pearl candles to make sure that no one else had the name.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one else had the name. And I think it was about 10 days before I got my certification. And then I was off and running after that.
Now I know you teach classes.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
so I don't want to talk about my personal experience. I had a great time. We had so much fun, but I want you, so if someone wanted to schedule a class or like a candle making class, what can they expect? What can you kind of walk us through that? I can
Sure.
tell you about all the fun I had, but I want you to walk it through it. Walk us through that.
They can expect exactly what you experienced. A lot of fun. A
Yeah.
lot of fun. Because I've been in sales for so long, I've been in sales since I was selling candy out the back door
Hmm.
at 11 years old. I get very, I know it. I know. It's
You've
just, it
always
was
been
in
a
my blood.
businesswoman.
It's in the blood.
Right, right.
I get very personable with my guests, and when they're looking at Blue Pearl, they're looking at myself and my daughter, and I want them to have a good time. I want them to be engaged. Yes, it's very easy just to go to a candle bar and pick some fragrances off the shelf and mix it together, but is that really an experience?
Hmm.
And then when you come to Blue Pearl, you want an experience. You leave with greatness and happiness and having a great time, and also your signature candle that no one else has. So instead of
Absolutely.
settling for what's on the shelf, you can come to Blue Pearl with the candle bar and create your own.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mhm.
That was definitely the experience I had. I mean, just lots of fun. You made it just so easy and fun, and the things that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't scheduled a
Yeah.
class, you guys, you have to schedule a class.
Oh
But
yeah.
back to, you mentioned your daughter. Now, what
Yes.
role does she play in
Mhm.
Blue Pearl Candles?
She is the co-owner. I tell people all the time, I'm the blue in the Blue Pearl. She is the pearl in the Blue Pearl. She does everything I do, with the exception of operations, Excel sheets, etc.
Yeah.
She runs the candle bar. She runs the front desk. She makes candles. She invents smells combinations. She orders
Hmm.
at pop-ups, farmers markets. She's talking to customers just like I am. She's running after customers just
Yeah.
like I am.
Yeah.
I want to give her the opportunity that I felt that I didn't have growing up,
Hmm.
as to have an alternative to life choices.
Yeah.
We were always taught, go work for the hospital, or, something. And it just wasn't in me to work for other people. And I
Hmm.
had to, you have to pay the bills. I get that.
Hmm.
But I also want to give her the experience of having something else in her back pocket.
Yeah.
Her goal is to either be a psychiatrist or a pediatrician. And so whatever she wants, of course, mommy's going to support her in it.
Hmm.
But just in case, she also has a company to come back from college from, so just in case it doesn't work out, or she says, hey, mom, I love the candle business. Hope, hope, hope.
Great, great.
It's
Oh my,
there for her. Or she
yeah.
wants to take it to another level. I mean, because I'm
Hmm.
at this level and she's
Right.
young and she's fresh, and so she can take Blue Pearl to a whole nother level that maybe I can't.
Absolutely. Like, why is that so important to you? Just building that legacy,
Hmm.
and you don't see that a lot. I think you are like one of very few people that I know that actually have your kids inside of
Yeah.
the business. I mean, we can off the bat, I mean, what is that experience like, and why is that so important to you? I mean, I'm just bursting with a lot of different words that I could say,
Yeah.
but I
Go
want
ahead.
you to tell us.
I had this one organization when I sold cosmetics, and this is way before obviously I was a mom. And one question they used to always ask us was, "What is the legacy you want to leave behind?"
Mm.
And so I would sit there in a pool of tears
Ah,
because it was just something that's not an everyday question. You
right.
don't really contemplate that in college. They don't really talk about that.
Mhm.
The most you really have in the business world is, your papers and, your SWOT analysis, all that fun stuff.
Right.
But no one really says, hey, what legacy do you want to leave on this earth when you're gone?
Mhm.
And it was a deep thought. And
Mhm.
at the time, I had nothing, but now my legacy is to, one, leave my child property in trust.
Yes.
Um, so she will never, ever not have a place to live. No matter
Yes.
what happens to her, she will have a home and
Yes.
she will have a business. Not if, even if the business tanks for some reason, she will still have that experience
Mhm.
that she can take to something else. So that I hope is my legacy, and my love for my family. I can hear them giggling now when I say that, but my love for my family, my niece, my nephew, my sister, my brother, they have. My internet went out. I guess I don't know if it's
Yeah, I
mine.
think so. I think so. But go
Yes,
ahead. Go right
they
ahead.
have been my anchor.
Mhm.
My sister, I didn't. My sister was actually the first one who told me I was courageous in this
Mhm.
business. Um, I didn't think about. starting a business as being courageous.
Yeah.
It that wasn't me. It because I don't think of myself as being that.
Hmm.
But my sister, it what brought it out. She said, "Kim, what you're doing is very courageous. So no, not a lot of people are going to do it.
Right.
It's scary."
Yeah.
I didn't know it was scary.
Yeah.
All I knew was it was time, and I need to get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is just such a beautiful sentiment, and you know when you think of the when you think of entrepreneurship, you got to be pretty ballsy to say, hey, I am going to do this. This is what I'm going to do, and to then to carry that vision out,
Mhm.
and not only carry it out how you're doing it, but to create uh, a business where it leaves a legacy.
Yeah.
That is, I just want to
Let's
give
hope.
you your flowers now and tell you that is incredible because not everyone, not everyone is ready for that. Not everyone is going to do that in life. But we are going. Guess what? We're done with the first half hour and we're going to have a few commercials. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the theme. When life pushes you, you push back. And you're going to tell us what that means to you. We're going to have a discussion about that. So
Mm.
we will be right back, you guys, with Kim Rowe, owner of Blue Pearl Candles. That was really quick. And we are back and we want to thank Sip Nation and we want to thank Andre the realtor for those commercials. If you tune in 2 weeks from now, which is December 6th, you will see Kim Rose commercial for Blue Pearl Candles. That's what I do to get you guys to watch. So we'll have the guest on, and then 2 weeks later, you will see her commercial because she is also a sponsor. So if you are interested in being a sponsor or participating on this show, you can just send us your info to info@contemporaryliving.live.com. That's info@contemporaryliving.live.com. All right, we are going to bring our guest back. Kim.
Hello.
Hey. Hey, so when we left, I talked about, the theme, and you actually came up with the theme, right?
The theme.
When life pushes you, push
Yes,
back.
that theme.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one. So
Yes.
talk to us about what experience you had or
Mm.
why that theme resonates with you so much because we want to know.
Ooh, all right, life, my life. Um, it's a hard journey internally to to find your inner person, your inner strength, your inner warrior. And I unfortunately came from, the childhood background not so great, and but I was so determined to do better, to want better. I just desired better. I didn't know how to get it. And I had no family or friends to look at and say, "Hey, let me mimic that."
Yeah.
Um, I've been knocked down a lot. I've actually been homeless.
Mhm.
Um, Lived in a car. Uh, Slept on people's floors. Um, it's been rough. And so it's funny when people look at me now, in Homewood and business, and they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you don't know.
Right, right, absolutely.
You don't know. And
Right.
so, but I just, in my mind, I didn't have a choice uh, not to fight.
Hmm.
I didn't have a choice. The inner warrior in me, and I'm going, Wakanda, the inner warrior. Yes.
Right. Right.
She was just determined um,
Hmm.
to make it happen. I didn't do it the right way. I didn't start this store the right way. I did it kind of backwards. I bought a house, started the business, got a dog, all within 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't do it the right way, nor did I have the following. I didn't have the candle sales to move to a brick and mortar.
Hmm.
Um, and there were a few people that weren't. They were like, "Oh, what are you doing? Should you do that right now?"
Right.
And I said, "Well, it's either now or never.
Yeah.
I'm seasoned. I mean, I
Right.
know I'm cute, but I'm seasoned." Uh,
You are cute, girl.
and I just said, you know what? It's either do or die.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna leverage my house or anything crazy like that. But I was just tired of waiting. I was
Hmm.
tired of waiting for my dream. I did the psychological, mental, and emotional work to heal myself. My daughter helped
Hmm.
heal me as well. And I just kept pushing. I just
Hmm.
kept pushing. And I push every day. So it's not
Yeah.
as though I opened the store in Homewood
Hmm.
and tons of people flew in and I'm at a six-figure income. No,
Right.
I push every single day.
Hmm.
Every day I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I literally get samples and flyers and I hit businesses. I have formed partnerships through networking.
Hmm.
The AKAs sorority have
Hmm.
been phenomenal towards me. They
Wow.
got a hold of my business and they spread the word like there were free candles.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, so I push every day, Melissa.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
You're an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
You sell coffee and other things, and it is not a 9 to 5, and there is no
No.
one to complain to.
No. And so I really like the way you shaped all of that. So when you said, find that inner warrior, because that's what it takes for you
Mhm,
to do what you do every day.
mhm.
And then you have that person that, I love when people say, they have to get it's kind of like in Christianity, let me get my life right and then get saved.
It
You know,
don't work that way.
we
You need to get saved
right.
right now and fix it.
Absolutely. And so I love the way, it wasn't perfect and you didn't do it all the right way,
Not at
but
all.
you did it anyway. So I think this is encouraging for any woman that thinks that they've got to have all of their I's dotted and their T's crossed. Now, there is a work that you need to do to lay down
Oh
a good
yes,
foundation.
yes.
You don't have to do it Kim's way. You don't have to do it my way. But you just you'd have to step out there, and I think finding that, like you said, finding that inner warrior
Hmm.
is key. Now, how did you find your inner warrior?
I'm going to be honest. It nothing but God.
Yeah.
Um, because it how do I say it? It was very weird. Once I made my decision, it was like everything fell in front of me to make it happen.
Yeah.
Everything. I found
Yeah.
the place. I was able to get the contract. My
Hmm.
friends and family came out of nowhere to help me paint. I
Hmm.
had a girlfriend, she would go to garage sales and garbage cans to find me fixtures for the store.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's just everything fell in place.
Yeah.
And so I knew that it was nothing but God, because I had no control over it. I was just pushing, pushing, pushing. And as I pushed, things were made perfect.
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, that resonates with me. I mean, I really get that. And the thing about it is, once you made up your mind,
Yes.
God
Yes.
can see that. It's a lot of
Yes.
people, I'm waiting on God. No, God's waiting
God
on
waiting on
you
us.
to make the decision.
God waiting on
Because
us.
like you said, and it's hard work in that journey, in that process, but the opportunity comes.
It
Everything
did.
is just, the way is cleared. And I'm not saying that it's easy,
Mm-mm.
you know, but the opportunity and the way is definitely clear for you to take the next step and the
Mm-hmm.
next step.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That was just really beautiful. Now you are a full-time or part-time entrepreneur?
I'm a full-time entrepreneur with a side job.
Okay.
I am full-time. The
I
job,
love it.
obviously like I said, I bought the house and the dog and the business
Yeah,
all
yeah,
in 4
yeah.
months. So I know it takes anywhere from 3 to 5 years for a business to be
Mm-hmm,
profitable,
mm-hmm,
because I am doing it the right way. Right now I'm bootstrapping,
mm-hmm,
but I just entered a mentoring program with Harris Bank,
mm-hmm,
and they're going to mentor me financially. And so next year, I will be able to do a business loan with
mm-hmm.
a solid financial backing,
Yes.
which promotes success, more than failures, because a lot of businesses fail within their first couple of years,
Yeah.
due to either lack of financial knowledge and operations,
Mm-hmm,
you know.
mm-hmm,
And so my plan is to work with him. He's going to work with me. He's already given me some resources
mm-hmm.
to help my business a lot more. And then by next year, the goal is to be able to take out an actual business loan. And then I want to move to a different location, a better location than where I am right now,
Mm-hmm.
and expand the store, make it into like a bottega type of thing, where it has, you can come in and get jewelry and wellness products and delicious
Ah.
spa lotions and all that fun stuff, and also still have a candle class.
Right. Oh my goodness. Now I know you I know I want to go back to Harris Bank,
Hmm.
because lots of people there, like, you're involved with Women's Business Development Center, aren't you?
I
As
am.
well as I am too.
Yes.
They have great information, you guys.
Hmm.
So if you guys are trying to start a business or do anything like that, go to Women's Business Development Center. You can just look them up online, Women's Business Development Center.
Yes.
They have so many programs that you can get involved in to start your business. Even if from the
Hmm.
idea, if you're at the idea level, they can
Yes.
start there. Or if you're already in business, like for instance, Kim isn't already in business. I'm already in business. They have
Hmm.
programs for that too. So I would definitely encourage you to get involved in Women's Business Development Center. Now let's talk about. I know you talked about the future of how you want it. Like, is it a bodega or bottega? What is it?
I think it's a bodega.
Okay, yeah,
I
I
believe.
thought it was
Yeah.
too. But candles is not the only thing you do in your store.
Well, as far as what I handcraft, I just do candles.
Okay, all right.
But we also have Shy Unique jewelry in my store. She does the
Mm-hmm,
waist beads to help ladies
mm-hmm,
feel all sexual and sensual. And we also have wellness products by Trinium.
mm-hmm.
And so right now they're in the store, they're working their business. So we're sharing the cost in the space, in order to make it easier on all of us.
I love it. Sharing the
Mhm.
cost of the space, sharing the
Yes.
cost. So that speaks to the power of networking. How did you find these people? You know what, Kim? We want to know. We want to know where were you going? What were you doing? How did you find these? Because remember, in the beginning, you couldn't even get, when you
Couldn't get
talked earlier,
anybody.
you couldn't even get people to go into business or even think about the idea of having a business. To
Hmm.
now, you got people involved with you. So
Yes.
tell us, how did
It's
you
so
do
beautiful, Melissa. When I tell you, it's so funny. I was telling somebody earlier in the year, when I was working at Job,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get help. I couldn't go to my manager and say, hey, I'm having these issues, or I want to do this,
Right.
or anything like that. But when I started a business, my God, help came out of the woodwork like $1 million bill.
Mm-hmm.
And so these two ladies I met at two different functions, and their products are quality. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, for lack of a better word, cheap out on my customers, because I've been in sales for so long and I know how important that customer experience is. And so Shy Unique Jewelry, she hunts for the real beads. And
Wow.
she's so friendly. When she's tying the waist beads on people, they're worried about their stomach and their weight, and she a woman issue.
Right, 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 right.
And so, she's so loving with them. And the wellness products, she makes them with high quality products. So,
Yeah.
I look for that. I look for quality. I look for people who have a passion for their business, just like I do. I don't want anyone in there just like, okay, here's some stuff, throw it in there. That's just not what I want for my customer base.
Right.
So I stalk them. Just to put it in plain terms, I stalk them.
And so, but also, so tell us about the power of networking, because
Mm.
do you encourage that? Because a lot of
Mhm.
people just want to be in their business. They think, if I put it online, oh yeah, this is all I need to do. And
No.
people will come, people will put stuff up, and they think, oh yeah, this is so great what I'm doing. All of my friends, all of my friends,
Mhm.
I won't even use the quotation mark, because just because they don't buy your product doesn't mean that they're not your friend. But
No.
they may not see the value in it, at the time, until you blow up, and then they're like, hey.
Can I get a
but
discount?
but
Uh,
right, so what can you speak to the power of just networking and the importance of going to functions and different things
mhm.
like that?
That is something I actually learned at my previous job, really strong. I was a salesperson, I had a territory. And my job was literally to go from place to place, looking for customers. And so um, I want to say the easiest way to get new customers is through another customer.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, it would have been nice if I could just throw some candles online and become a millionaire overnight. But in reality, it doesn't work that way.
Right, right.
People don't necessarily buy the products for the products. They buy the products because they like the person.
That's true. That's
Yes.
true too.
And they like the person's story. And, you have to make people feel at ease. You have to make people love you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll buy your products, and then
Yeah.
they'll tell their friends how much they love you, and then they'll buy your products. And you have to learn how to play nice in the sand with other people.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah.
Yes, you have to. So if say for example, the AKAs, if when they had come into my store to first to purchase, had I been mean, I would have never gotten the accounts that I got
Right.
through them. I have another account through Ventrendy in Park Forest
Oh
in
yeah. Yeah.
Gregory.
Rick. Yeah.
Yeah, Rick and
Mm-hmm.
Karen, lovely. When I tell you the best people on the planet,
Yeah.
at the beginning, it was so sad, Melissa. I came in with my little sad cup, with my little sad candle sample.
Try it, please.
Can you please, like,
Right. Right.
I didn't leave a card or anything.
Wow.
I just like, well, here's a sample, just let me know. And I ran out the door,
Right. Right.
because it was at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
and I was scared,
Yeah.
and, nothing happened. And then, so I kept advertising, and then, Rick, IM'd me, and
Yeah.
he asked me to bring in some samples of my candles because they
Wow.
wanted to match them with their wines.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I know. And it's been a beautiful relationship since then. They have
Oh
referred
wow.
me to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I mean, you're speaking on so many, and our time is getting shorter and shorter. I know Andre in a
Okay.
minute he's going to be like, "Look, it's time to cut." But
Okay, I'm
but
sorry.
but but the but what I really like about you is when you talked about that inner warrior, I can hear the inner warrior because you went to a company to provide samples. A lot of people don't understand how important that is. And I'll
Mm,
just share with you just one small thing. Everyone
mhm.
knows I gave someone a bag of our Farm Hill coffee, and that led
Delicious.
into a big relationship. And now we're partnering and we're going to do some great things. I can't wait to talk about it, but this is not the time. But just giving away a bag of coffee, kind of like
Mhm.
you did with the samples. You have to get your product out there,
Yes.
especially with coffee. They got to taste it. It's got to taste good. And so the only way they're going to be able to taste it is to sample it.
Simple. Mhm,
And
mhm.
so I love the way you told us you went to a store and you passed out the samples and you were
Mhm.
afraid, but you did it anyway. Your inner warrior is just so awesome.
Thank you.
See, there goes Andre's hand. He's like 5 minutes. All right.
Okay.
You got 5 minutes. So let's talk about, do you have any let's talk about where your store is located.
Yes, we are located at 17538 Dixie Highway
Mm-hmm.
in Homewood, Illinois. For people that live out there, and there I am. It
Mm-hmm.
is on the corner of Dixie Highway and Governors. It's in a little strip mall with a daycare across the street from a restaurant. Or if you're not in the area, you can always get delicious, delicious candles off of bluepearlcandles.com. My deliciousness is guaranteed. So if you don't love it, bring it back.
Oh
Also,
wow.
let you know for the people who are local, I believe in upcycling. So if you purchase a candle from Blue Pearl, bring the vessel back to me when you're done, and I will refill it for $10.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So that way, again, not only are we using soy, something that's local, we're also saving the glass from the landfills because glass does not break down at
Mhm.
all.
Okay. All right.
Mhm. So that's
Perfect.
it for Blue Pearl. We are waiting for you. We've got gift sets coming up in the next day or two. That's going to be on the website for holiday giving. And also, if you want me to customize, I can do that as well. So I can put to mom from daughter. If you would like on the labels, if you want to work certain colors, I can do it all. Personal service is what we do best at Blue Pearl Candles.
Wow. Wow. Now let's also talk about, some near term. So what are you looking for in the next, let's say, 2 to 5 years?
Hmm. 2 to 5 years. I'm looking to move to a better location.
Mm-hmm.
I have some e-commerce opportunities on the horizon right now. I'm looking to take full advantage of that. Whereas I can have a separate production area for fulfillment. And I'm looking to really expand my candle bar out a little bit more. I love engaging with people. I love it. When people come in, I
Yeah.
get the biggest
You
giggle.
can
I can
tell.
just,
I mean, that is the experience I got with you and your I mean, it was an awesome experience. I just
yeah.
wanted to
I
add
love I love people. I love when they come in.
you can
Love
tell.
hugs and kisses. I love hearing stories. I do, and it's sad, but I think it's the best thing on the planet.
Hmm. Now, if you could give advice for anyone that's really trying to start their own candle business,
Hmm,
what kind of
hmm.
advice would you give them?
Test, 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 and then test some more.
Oh wow.
Um, every candle wax is different. The fragrances are different. Also, don't be afraid to fail. Like I said, I had a situation where I messed up so bad I had to throw away cases, and yes, I was in tears, but it
Yeah.
taught me a big lesson. And let everybody know, and please, please, please do not depend on your family and friends to support your business. They do not have enough money to get you where you want to go.
Right.
They don't. They
Right.
just don't.
Right.
Talk to strangers. They are your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
don't be afraid. Just test, get it out there, and whatever you do, strive for. I don't want to say perfection, but strive to make the best quality product you can.
Good. Good. And lastly, if you
Yeah.
could leave any message with our audience, what would it be? Now you're going to wind up talking to about 26,000 people. This
No
message will be
pressure.
kept in perpetuity. So what would you leave them with?
Um, I want to say look at the big picture, but also pay attention to the details. A lady came into the store. She said, "Well, didn't you dream of all of this?" I said, "No, I didn't. I just wanted to make something that was of me. And all I do is focus on that next step. I'm not dreaming of the big house, the car, or anything like that. I just want to make sure I make a good quality product. And I want to make sure that Blue Pearl Candles is known for that.
Mhm.
So don't dream, don't look at the big picture. Just look at the hard work that you know has to go into that product and that has to go into that business
Yeah.
and focus on that. And then everything else is going to lay before you.
That is awesome. Well,
Mhm.
we thank you. Our time, didn't that
Thank
go
you.
fast?
I know that was so fast. I was so
Absolutely.
terrified.
I told you. Well, we thank you for just coming on and sharing with us and pouring into us. Especially,
Yes.
I love talking to women entrepreneurs. I love talking to entrepreneurs, but especially women entrepreneurs because the journey is just so unique and it's so different. And
Yeah.
then there's also some commonalities that we have. So,
Yes.
Kim, you guys get out to Blue Pearl Candles. We'll leave the information in the chat. And also, don't forget, watch on December 6th. Her commercial is going to be on our show. You will see it. So until next time, Kim, thank you so much for
Mwah,
being
mwah,
here.
mwah.
Mwah.
Bye, Andre. Oh, you guys
All
are
right.
wonderful.
Wait,
Thank you so
Andre's
much.
saying something. You know he want to chime in on
Oh, but
it.
of course.
He said that you should have sold those candles at Anna's Linen. She wasn't
I
in that
know,
building
right?
then.
They would only
She
bring
said
in
she knows,
paraffin.
right? Well, don't worry. There'll be more stores to put your candles in. Don't even
Yes,
worry.
ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great one. Bye,
All right. You
everyone.
too. All right, you guys, that was wonderful. And as I close out, I want to leave you with the theme of this episode. And I'm going to credit, this quote to Miss Kim Rowe, who we just interviewed. When life pushes you, push back. She told us about her, finding her inner warrior. And, in order to push back, it helps us to grow. It helps us to rise to the challenge, to get to our next level. So just remember, you too, just like Kim, have what it takes because you are more than a conqueror, you know? So that's it. And as always, we thank God for his blessings and his undeserving, unmerited favor called grace that he freely gives to us every day. And as Christians and as believers, we know that Christ died. He was buried and he rose again on the third day for our justification. It's in the word. And I encourage you to pick it up daily and increase your faith and your confidence in God. And so, on behalf of Contemporary Living and my wonderful husband, who, hey, he was on point today, I'm so proud of him. We thank you for watching. We will see you on December 6th. So, for this week, be brilliant, be you, be blessed. We'll see you again.